What do you think is a waste of money? Alcohol is great, but as you get older, the hangovers get real bad, so all you're left with the next morning is a lot of wasted money. You feel like absolute crap, and you're miserable for most of the next day. And that's literally if you don't say or do anything really stupid. Also, there's a very weird culture and social pressure to drink, especially at dinner, baseball games, and dates. I wish I could take back all the money I spent on booze over the years, and my 20s most of all. I would have been so much better off in a lot of ways. Cigarettes, alcohol, buying a new iPhone, car, PC every year even if the old one is still as good as new. Because of that now, and today we still don't know how crypto is going to be, if it's going to take a good place next to real money. Or will it be the unstable shit it's always been for years and years? Bottled water. 90 of that shit is just tap water from whatever town the plant is built in, which is already drinkable. The other 10 is actual spring water. But most water plants get their water from groundwater, so it's the same thing. Consistent taste and quality. And is it really worth the $20 for a pack when you can buy a filter that will yield similar results that costs way less to replace every month or so? Plus microplastics. Monthly software subscriptions for basic stuff. Used my invoicing software for 8 years, and they decided an update that they were going all monthly subscriptions starting at $9.99. I'm not running a large company and usually send 6-10 invoices a month. These are basic documents that could be easily replicated in a free word processor. I just found an older version of the software and run it on an older computer. Would have paid about $250 so far otherwise. So many things. A personal pet peeve of mine are shower gels and liquid soaps. For several reasons. Liquid soaps are made so you use them faster. Soap is a solid. Liquid soaps contain many unnecessary extra components to make them more appealing and keep them liquid. Shower gels are often heavily perfumed and with added color for absolutely no reason. No. I don't want to smell like Jungle Splash. Get a nice bar of soap. It will last months. Going on a cruise, aside from being an illness hazard, why in the name of all the gods would I sign up to vacation in a waterborne apartment building? Hundreds of people, nose, kids, amenities I could care less about, packed in like bees in a beehive. So much no. It's like camping at a campground in amongst all the RVs and motorhomes while in my tent. My rage generator would never shut down like it's supposed to on vacation. Buying a brand new car. Why? You're paying $1,000 extra for what? When you likely could have bought almost the exact same car a year older for way less money. Watch too many people blow $50,000 on a brand new vehicle just to turn around and sell it later for half out for the sole reason that it's not brand fucking new anymore. Like just buy a slightly older car and you could have 2 cars. Or 1 car and some dignity. School loans. Nowadays, almost everyone has a degree next to a huge loan that will be carried for years. But not too many have the chance to work for what they studied for. Ands are so easy to get despite the fact that the risk of not getting a job is higher than even starting a business. But any bank will push back for a business idea because of the same reason. The risk? It, Wrangler, Levi's, or any other denim brand is worth more than Gucci, St. Laurent and more. Also, you don't break an arm and leg cause I've brought Levi's and good jeans for under $2,025 at Ross. Weddings. Every company you contact will see rolling dollar signs when you tell them it's for a wedding event. If you plan a regular party with photographers and caterers, you would see way lower prices compared to telling them it's for a wedding. It's absurd. I can't fathom why anyone is willing to pay $10-50K or more for one single day to entertain their family. It's stupid to me. Children's entertainment industry. Like children's toys, playgrounds, or anything that's aimed for children. I say this mostly because of the cost compared to what you get out of them. You can rarely find cheap things for the kids, and also they also crave different things offer. So the costs add up so fast. If those things were cheaper, it's okay, but it's only getting more expensive. Fast fashion. I only just threw away an old t-shirt that had worn out after more than a decade of use. Yeah, the pair of cheap shoes a relative bought from Australian Kmart for Christmas came apart after just 4 months. People who buy fast fashion end up spending more money on clothes in their lifetime than someone who buys more expensive items that will last longer. I would say drugs, alcohol, and partying every weekend. Maybe I'm just boring, but I don't see the fun in super loud music in crowded areas full of intoxicated people. I like a good cocktail. Getting hammered to the point where I can't walk is dangerous and not fun. I've done drugs, but eventually that just got boring too. I'm good with a buzz and being tipsy. Mega anything, yachts or mega mansions. Like, what is the point of having a property or an asset so massive like that? Especially if it requires high maintenance or is very expensive to repair something when damaged. I personally think it's a waste of money that can be used or spent on something more efficient. But to each their own. Slime. I specifically was one person who gave in and bought some from a shop I saw on YT Shorts without being properly informed that I can buy the supplies and make a ton of it myself for sensory relaxation. I understand that handmade goods come with a labor and time cost, but come on now, like $100 for 6 small containers is ridiculous. TV, cable and streaming. Following a bout of depression, I gave up on watching anything altogether, and that habit has stuck with me, I guess. When I do get the urge to watch something, 123 movies is there for me. Why would I pay an insane amount for something I use once every few months? To food at an airport when you're through security. €10 for the driest piece of bread with tasteless tomato, and chewing gum quality mozzarella, and some grass disguised as basil is such a waste of money. Worst thing is, I cannot get anything else here because it's 7 in the morning. Property tax. You are literally just paying into somebody's pocket for the right to own land, but the ironic part is you will never officially own it. The government sees it as renting property, and they can and will seize your property anytime they want to. Beverages, in talking soda, milkshakes, Starbucks, etc. Like, half of those things you could make yourself if you practiced. They are getting crazy expensive, and I really don't need them to survive. And most sodas taste just meh. Best choice is just water. Most designer fashion items. A lot of expensive brands don't even use real leather for bags. If I want a fancy plastic bag with a fancy name on it, I can get it for cheap as a dupe or no name. Better invest the money in an F estate than an LV bag. Controversial take, but college. We should all be assigned mentors out of high school and learn from them. I've learned more in my actual career than I ever did in college. Sure, it set me up to get there, but now I have student loans for forever. Read it. Time is money, and all I do is try to ask questions and learn, but people on here hate being asked to think and just downvote everyone and everything. Reddit is a weird place. It's sad. Total waste of my time. I'm giving it 1 more month. Clubbing. You pay an exorbitant fee after waiting in line for 2 hours to enter a hot, cramped room with music that's so loud you lose hearing for a couple hours. And don't get me started with the drinks. $1.25 for a cup of a watered-down cocktail. Jewelry. It's just pretty rocks. It's only worth anything because people think it's cool looking, a status symbol. It's otherwise entirely pointless. I could have all the money in the world, and I would never spend a dime on that dumb shit. In the UK, Sky TV, with more sports now moving to separate companies to which you can subscribe to separately. Justifying over £100 a month to watch the chase or the news is a bit of a waste. Amazon Fire Stick much cheaper. Might be an unpopular opinion, but flowers. Not the kind that comes in a pot, but the cut type. They die so fast and then it's just expensive garbage. Get me one in a pot instead, at least they won't just die right away. Dropping a ton of cash on a wedding. I've never quite got it. And seriously, expecting guests to shell out loads on gifts, outfits, and if they're in the wedding party, even more expenses. It feels like a bit of a stretch. Fancy salt. Any trace minerals are so minor it doesn't matter, and you can't taste the difference. Also, salt grinders. It's a rock. There are no aromatics. You don't lose anything by grinding it ahead of time. College there. I said it. College should only be in your mind if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, vet, etc. For fields that need it. Yes, go. But it shouldn't be everyone's first option after high school. Ordering food. I get it. Sometimes there is no time, and sometimes you just want the pizza to your door. But however, if your main source of food is ordering it to your place, that becomes expensive and fast. Personalist number plates. Don't know about the USA. But in the UK, these can go for big money, tens of thousands. If you can waste money like that, you've got too much money. Which is the point, I suppose. Fast food. It used to be a cheap hot meal. It wasn't good. But sometimes you want to pay pocket change for cheap food immediately. Now a diner will get you twice the food for just as much. Eyelash extensions, literally. Who TF cares if they're an extra 3 millimeters long? And they're like $60 every few weeks to maintain. What a rort. How the hell there's a market for it is beyond me. Collecting money. Stacking your bills endlessly. Getting rich and then dropping debt. Congratulations, you got the high score on your tombstone. The other dead people will be so jealous.